Alright guys, as of this video, my major project in June is over with. Thank you. If you've been following me on Twitter, you know what it is. If not, I'll probably be doing a vlog to announce and tell you what's been going on this month and why I've skipped out on live streams and even the occasional random review. But for now, we are going to get back on track and we're going to discuss a toy of a very familiar and unusual nature. That being something from the animated line. This is Swindle, and it's a review I've put off many times in the past because of very particular reasons that we will get to. But those are reasons that are, well, they warrant being mentioned in a review, so that's exactly what we're going to do. As you can see, he is very reimagined from the G1 Classic. He is not a Jeep anymore. He is definitely more in the Humvee range of armored truck vehicles. Looking quite good. It's a very heavy upgrade for Swindle. The Humvee was meant to replace the Jeep anyway, so that's kind of an appropriate upgrade. So yeah, Derek J. Wyatt is pretty well known to be a big Swindle fan, so no surprise that this character made it to the toy line, and no surprise that it is a very beefed up version of the original. I'm going to remove the massive cannon to give you a better look at what's going on here. Like most animated figures, he does not have that much molding going on by intention. He is meant to invoke the look of a cartoon character, and he does that fairly well. You do see some molded lines there on the hood just to give him an armored look, as well as a whole bunch of moldings at the top, most of which come from just part engineering, but it kind of works to give some panel lining. You see some tail lights in the back as well as brake lights and etc. Nothing really in detail-wise. A little spot for a license plate that doesn't exist. Handles are molded in, and then you get to the front, where a lot of this is done in translucent plastic. Little bits of purple just for some personality, and some gray along the side for the big bumper. Translucent plastic also extends to the front windshield, which has a nice detail molded into it on the inside. It gives it a nice layered look that is very interesting. And around on the sides, no translucency there, just some metallic purple paint in order to match up. So he is pretty rugged looking vehicle. I am a fan of this. Big heavy tires, let's see. Yeah, he rolls fairly well. And yeah, I do like that he can mount the cannon the way Swindle's G1 toy can. It does have that standard translucent purple missile, nothing really special about it, but inserted into the cannon itself, it does activate all these little bits of orange paint that get revealed. I love this look, making it look powered up and ready to fire, and when it does actually fire, of course it all goes away like it suddenly discharged. I think this kind of gimmick is more effective when the missile matches the color of the glow, but I do like this. It's a very simple trick with the engineering, and it does give it a very cool effect. I like the idea of like the powered up cannon. That works. So I am a fan of that. Now, let's get to transforming this guy, and I'm going to take this very carefully. And if you know the toy, you might know why, especially if you've watched enough of this channel. I will admit, this is one reason why I keep putting off the review, because this is the part where this could all go disastrously wrong. So I'm going very gingerly here. Raise these parts up. Go into the front here and split open the front of the hood. Come on. He has to unpeg from down here as well. Now, that out of the way, I can open the shoulders up. Go ahead and bring that down. I'm being quiet because I'm being very careful through this. This is kind of a nerve-wracking transformation these days. And you can start to see now why. It's a translucent plastic toy, and it uses the translucent plastic in like the worst way you possibly can. So we're gonna discuss that. Of course we are. Bring the hands out here. Come on. And the peg in. There we go. hands have... Okay, I need to start talking here and actually explain some few things. The fingers themselves are on a double hinge, so these have to the grills have to fold out. And I do like how the grills actually are part of the vehicle itself, or the part of the robot itself hidden away. I like robot bits hidden in plain sight like that. It's always a neat little design feature. Right, this is on a double hinge too, so this takes a little bit of arranging in order to plug in. We can flip up the head if it's not stuck. It's a little bit stuck. Hang on. There we go. That popped into position. Alright, so... the back... I'm trying to remember how the backpack goes. We're going to leave it like that for a little bit here. And with that done, I'm going to separate the legs, fold the feet out under there. And in far too much time for a deluxe toy, that is Swindle in his robot mode. Wearing this very unusual, like, it's like a dull mustard yellow colored plastic. Very well. You can see where he is definitely invocative of the original Swindle, but does a lot on his own to evolve him into more than just a combiner character, a Scramble City style toy. Let's take a look. The head is probably one of the most expressive in animated. He's got these enormous eyes and light pipe the whole way through. It's where I need to keep like a little pen light or something on my desk to show. But yeah, you can definitely see he is definitely G1 Swindle. He does have a lot of that look and character to him, as well as little tiny touches that kind of convey what Wyatt was going for with the design. Like that little tie right there on his neck, which is, it's the kind of tie that like a Texas used car salesman has, so you know you can trust him. Hey, he's the arms dealer you know you can put your faith in. Proportionally, he does come up a little bit strange, which is not a surprise for animated. He does have very, very large forearms and a rather svelte midsection, so he comes across rather powerful looking for an arms dealer. You wouldn't expect that, but he does wear the look very well. I'm starting to get into a few issues here, like the fact that the hinge on mine never keeps his torso closed like it's supposed to. So yeah, my big issue with the toy is the translucent plastic use. Of course, it's the translucent plastic use. The only new exposed part, well, he actually does have quite a few new exposed parts, but the shoulders, as well as the upper bicep pieces, and then the thighs, that's all translucent plastic, as you can see. There's some cracking in mine, but so far, none of the ball joints have given way. So at least I can say that for the figure. And this is one of those cases where it's not just mine that has this issue. Go ask Vangelis how his adventures with these joints turned out. I believe he melted the shoulder on his Swindle trying to repair this, because something else that translucent plastic can tend to do is wear down and not handle friction very well over time. So this is actually quite a loose figure if you haven't noticed. Like, he's wobbly in some very bad ways, which does really hinder his posability and just the whole appeal of the toy itself. That said, just on a design point, I still really like the toy. He kind of has this weird Optimus Prime thing going on, and this weird, they could have probably used this for the club in some very bizarre way if they really wanted to type vibe. But beyond that, yeah, he is definitely Swindle, all nice and upgraded. I am a fan. For articulation, let's see here. We have a head that does rotate all the way around. That's good. Shoulders that work this way, which is good because those are much stiffer than the actual arm shoulders. Ball joints at the shoulders, but is tight on the outward motion. So, and does kind of want to spring back on you. So I'd actually more just use those hinges here. Let's see, do we have a waist? No, we don't have a waist because of how he's engineered. We do have like actual like fingers, like double jointed fingers. They hinge at the palm, they hinge at that first knuckle, and then they hinge at the the hinge at the thumb as well. I do like that they gave him these big, open, like clawed hands. They actually look quite good, even if this piece does not want to peg in completely. Yeah, still problematic. The thighs, again, they have kind of a stunted motion outside. They can go that way, but they kind of want to resist it. But other than that, yeah, full ball joint. Thigh swivel as well, again in the translucent. And then the knees, which are on the wobbly side. Man, it's just, come on. Click in, thank you. So he does have a range of articulation, but unfortunately a lot of it just is suffering from really poor joint tolerances, which is really bad when his main weapon is supposed to mount onto one of his arms, specifically his right one. There is no peg on the left, only the right, and of course his hands are not going to be able to hold it when it's in this particular position. So that's unfortunate. Now he can hold it, so he at least has that much stiffness in that shoulder, but that might just be mine. It's a mileage may vary thing. You also have the ability to raise these parts up and point them forward, because in the show these were used as like actual shoulder guns. And then you have also the hidden gun, which if you open up the belly and flip out, gives him a little chain gun that comes out of his belly. Hidden weaponry on the Transformers. You know I like it because I say I like it every time they tend to have these. So this was actually has quite a bit going on for him between firing missile, glowing effect, hidden weapons. It all kind of works in that sense. So that, my friends, is animated Swindle. I really like the design of this toy, but the quality control needs a lot of work, and that translucent plastic just does so much harm to the overall feel of the figure. I still like the toy in concept and in design, but function-wise, there's just way too many things to nitpick at. Just too many things that could have been tightened up literally and engineering-wise. So I feel like this would be a great figure if it was not for the translucent components. I feel like they're really hindering this guy, which is really too bad, because I know Animated's father really loves Swindle, and I'm sorry, Derek. I don't think they did you proud with this one.